Your brain is being fooled every single day, and you probably don't even realize it. From the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, your reality is being quietly distorted by a series of powerful illusions. These aren't just parlor tricks. They're fundamental processes that shape how you perceive the world. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on 10 everyday illusions that secretly trick your brain. Let's start with the most famous one, optical illusions. You've seen them before, those images where lines that are perfectly straight look bent, or two identical colors appear completely different. Here's the secret. What you see isn't a direct snapshot of reality. Your eyes capture light, but it's your brain that interprets that information. It takes shortcuts, makes assumptions, and fills in the blanks based on past experiences. So when you look at an optical illusion, your brain is applying its usual rules to an unusual situation, leading to a misinterpretation. It's not about poor eyesight. It's about your brain's interpretation process being cleverly hijacked. Think of it as a software glitch in your visual processing system. Next up is something that affects your decisions every single day. The anchoring effect. Imagine you're shopping for a watch. The first one you see costs $5,000. The next one you see is $500. Suddenly, that $500 watch seems like an incredible bargain, right? That's anchoring. The initial piece of information, the $5,000 price tag, acts as an anchor, skewing your judgment for every subsequent piece of information. This isn't just about shopping. It happens in negotiations, salary discussions, and even legal judgments. Your brain latches onto the first number it hears and uses it as a reference point, even if that number is completely arbitrary. It is a powerful cognitive bias that shows we're not always the logical decision makers we think we are. It's not about logic. It's about a deeply ingrained bias. Have you ever noticed how the way something is said can completely change how you feel about it? That's the framing effect. Let's say a doctor tells you a surgery has a 90% success rate. You probably feel pretty confident. But what if they said it has a 10% failure rate? Suddenly, it sounds a lot riskier, even though the information is identical. This is framing in action. By presenting the same facts in a different context, positive versus negative, you can trigger a completely different emotional response. Marketers and politicians are masters of this. 80% lean ground beef sounds much healthier than 20% fat ground beef. Your brain is wired to react more strongly to potential losses than to equivalent gains. So, when information is framed in terms of what you might lose, it hits you harder. It's a reminder that it's not always about the objective truth. It's about the context it's presented in. Now, let's talk about color. The colors you see aren't absolute. They are dramatically influenced by the colors surrounding them. This is the illusion of color contrast. Take a simple gray square. Place it on a dark background, and it will look much lighter. Place that same gray square on a light background, and it will suddenly appear darker. Your brain isn't just seeing the gray. It's comparing it to everything else in the frame. This principle is the backbone of graphic design, art, and even makeup. Designers use it to make text pop or to create a specific mood. The colors you choose for your clothes can make your skin tone look different. It's a powerful reminder that perception is relative. It's not about pure design. It's about subtle deception that your brain falls for every time. Ever stared at a static image and sworn you saw it moving? That's a motion illusion. These captivating images are designed to trigger the motion-detecting neurons in your brain. Patterns with high contrast colors, specific shapes, and repetitive elements can overload your visual system. Your brain, trying to make sense of the conflicting signals, interprets the static information as movement. It's like your eyes are telling your brain one thing, but your brain's past experience with similar patterns makes it jump to the conclusion that something must be moving. It's not animation. It's just pure neural confusion. This shows how easily your brain can be tricked into perceiving something that isn't actually happening, creating a little movie right inside your head. Size is all relative, and our brains are surprisingly bad at judging it without context. This brings us to size illusions. The classic example is the Ebbinghaus illusion, where two identical circles are placed next to each other. One is surrounded by large circles, and the other is surrounded by small circles. The one surrounded by small circles looks significantly bigger, even though they're the exact same size. Your brain uses the surrounding objects as a reference to judge scale. When the context is misleading, your perception of size becomes distorted. This happens in the real world all the time. A tall person standing next to an even taller person might look short. A small coffee served in a huge mug seems even smaller. It's not about accurate measurement. It's a form of visual trickery that plays on your brain's reliance on comparison. Let's dive into the world of three dimensions, or at least, our brain's interpretation of it. The illusion of perspective is what allows artists to create a sense of depth on a flat canvas. By using converging lines, relative size, and shading, they can trick your brain into perceiving a three-dimensional scene. The Ponzo illusion is a great example. Two identical horizontal lines are placed over a pair of converging lines, like railroad tracks disappearing into the distance. The line that appears farther away looks much longer because your brain automatically applies the rule that objects farther away should appear smaller. So, if it takes up the same amount of space on your retina, your brain concludes it must be physically larger. It's not real distance. It's a powerful illusion that turns flat surfaces into deep landscapes. Why do you see faces in clouds or animals in random patterns? This is because of Gestalt principles. Our next illusion. Your brain is a pattern-seeking machine. It loves to organize ambiguous visual information into simple, coherent groups or whole objects. This is called the principle of grouping. We group things based on proximity, similarity, and continuity. But sometimes, this tendency to find patterns leads us astray. We see a familiar shape in a random texture or connect unrelated dots to form a picture. This is your brain trying to impose order on chaos. It's making an assumption, a best guess, based on the information it has. It's not seeing a real pattern. It is making one up because a meaningful whole is easier to process than a collection of random parts. Have you ever played one of those spot the difference games and struggled to find what changed, even when it was obvious? That's called change blindness. Our brains can only process a limited amount of information at once. To cope, we focus our attention on what we deem important and filter out the rest. If a change happens in a part of a scene that you're not paying attention to, you can completely miss it. This isn't about having a bad memory or not paying attention. It's a fundamental limitation of our visual awareness. Magicians use this all the time for misdirection. While you're watching their right hand, the real trick is happening with their left. It proves that we don't see the world in high-definition detail. We see a version of it curated by our own attention. It's not a failure of attention. It's an act of omission by the brain. So there you have it. From the colors you see to the decisions you make, your brain is constantly being influenced by these hidden illusions. They aren't rare glitches. They are fundamental to how we experience the world, operating silently in the background of our everyday lives. Understanding them doesn't mean you can stop them, but it does give you a fascinating glimpse into the incredible and sometimes flawed workings of your own mind. Which one of these illusions surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments below. I love reading your thoughts, and I read every single one. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey into your brain, be sure to subscribe for more.